All right, welcome everybody to Purveyors of Health. We're doing this every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. I want to welcome, we have a special guest this week, my friend Troy Casey, the certified health nut, author of the book Ripped at 50, and a big dog in the Purium family. So Troy, are you out there, man?
I'm here. You guys want me to move?
He's in the house.
Okay.
Looking good, Troy. How's things going out in Sedona, man?
Dude, everything is crack-a-lacking. Big time. We got sun on the skin, and I got my feet in the earth. What else matters? And I got some agua right there. Right on. All my needs are met.
So Troy is going to tell us about health today. He's going to talk about organic foods. He's going to be talking about whatever the heck he wants to, because he's the health nut and he's got free reign to be wild. He's a wild animal. So Troy, thank you for being here, man. Anyone else has got like playing music through their phone or whatever to the computer, can you please mute up?
Angelo.
Mute your phone, even if you think it's muted. Mute your phone.
All right, that's good. All right, y'all, we're live with Troy Casey. So take it away, Troy.
Well, you know, I could get on my soapbox all day long, but I was told by one of my spiritual consultants that, you know, I need to understand human beings a little bit more. And then maybe I can share, you know, or maybe I have something to share. But how would you like to direct the call there, Angelo? I mean, what kind of questions come to mind? What serves the group? Maybe we should open up Q&A. I mean, we're right in the middle of a big, huge mission build here. And I'd rather serve the people than just get on my soapbox and extol the virtues of my my mental game, which may or may not be working, depending on what part of the day that you talk to me about. So, Angelo, would you like to direct the call?
Sure. Yeah, I'm trying to tame the wild health nut. You know, you never know what you're going to get. So, Troy, congratulations on all your success, man. I know you've been doing great with your business and your life. So, congratulations to you, man. And I just want to say thank you for the inspiration as a person who's also involved in the organic superfood company, Purium, that we work with. You've been a big inspiration to a lot of us. So I see a lot of new faces on the call today. So that's good. You bring them in. And I guess my question for you, I know a lot about you, but some of these people out here might not know as much. What are you doing these days that you just turned 55? What's good with the health? How are you keeping that longevity? And what do you recommend for people out there that are trying to get their health game up?
Well, you know, I just released a video, me and Paul Check, talking about sleep. I would definitely recommend that you guys don't mess around with your sleep and really get your circadian rhythms on point, because it'll help you long term. I think we could talk about, you know, specialized nutrition and workout programs all day long, but you know, you have your organic nutrition piece, your micronutrition piece, all taken care of with Purium. And so, you know, I would definitely just say your nutrition piece for sure is important. And but when it comes to sleep, don't mess around with your sleep. So lots of research done on that. Circadian rhythms, 10 p.m. to 2 p.m. Is psychological rest, and then 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. is physiological rest. You know, your physical body. And so the more you sleep outside the boundaries of nature, the more challenges you may pick up. Same thing if you eat outside of the boundaries of nature, or you're eating junk, it's going to end up showing up in your tissues. So don't mess around with your sleep. And the workaround around that is, you know, anywhere around 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. is optimal. Earlier is better. I would lower your blue light consumption, your artificial light consumption, your digital communications after the sun goes down. Light candles and use yellow light. I think I picked probably one of the worst places for me to do this call because
A little windy.
I'm sensitive to energy. Yeah, it's too windy for you guys.
Well, your
So-
mic's a little windy.
All right, let me see if I can go down here and it'll help me out a little bit better.
So Troy, your brother Sean was on the show not long back, and he was talking about the pillars of health also, and the fact that sleep was probably the most important and most overlooked pillar of health as well. And I found myself struggling with that. I don't know if anyone else out here in the crowd here feels that same way, but I think a lot of us overlook sleep because we look at diet, exercise, all this other stuff. But sleep is like one thing that I've really been working on and struggling with for a while. So yeah, that's a good point. Question for you, Troy, from Shiva.
Shiva in the house. Shiva bomb. Love that, dude. I loved you on the show last night, Shiva. That was great.
Shiva, unmute yourself and jump on, man. Just lay it out, brother.
Yeah,
Love you, Troy.
let's do a Q&A because that's going to get me rolling.
Yeah, I wanted to open it up for the Q&A because this is too precious. We have the expert, okay? Nobody's researched this stuff more than Troy Casey, okay? He's not only studied with some of the greatest masters alive, he's an implementer. He doesn't just take it at face value. He puts it to the test, right, Troy? I've seen this over nearly 20 years from you, bro. 15 years at least. So
Yeah, I like to say if it doesn't live inside a human being, it doesn't have ballast in reality. It's just a theory and a hypothesis. So thank you, Shiva.
yeah, brother, love you so much, and I echo Angelo's congratulations on all your hard-earned success, hard-fought, bro, and you're just getting started. We know this. So while you're here, let's open it up for some delicious Q&A. All right, let's get some real pearls from the expert here of the tribe. Troy, based on your research and extensive direct experience on this topic, what are the perils and pitfalls of one who would subscribe or attempt to exclusively follow a plant-based diet? I've heard you previously mention that you've discovered that an exclusive vegan diet is not the optimal diet for humans. Please elaborate further. Big love to you.
Well, I would add, thank you for that question. I would add to the caveat, I don't see it showing up in a lot of people, and it potentially isn't the best diet for most. And that's a professional aspect of many people who have come to me over the years with that diet paradigm failing them. So I promote no diet. And so the no diet is you have to test things. So if you've been eating a commercial diet, the vegan diet could cleanse your tissues out and you could have benefits for a short amount of time. Long term, you're going to have to find more balance in your body. And traditionally, our biology has developed over millions of years, hunting and gathering, and we were pretty much omnivores. We can survive on basically anything, including tree bark and, acorns and stuff like that. You boil up tree bark and roots, some of the plants in the Amazon, and they're antifungal. So they have these unique properties. So, my advice to people is rotate everything. It takes 72 hours for dense proteins to go through the body. And chicken and eggs are the same, materials. So rotate everything, try everything, and see what works out best for you. The reason I like juice fasting is because you're taking pre-digested nutrition. There's no inflammatory agents. You're putting that through your body. You're allowing your organs to rest. And then your body automatically heals itself if you give it the proper environment. Now, just think about that for a second. If you cut open your finger and then you don't wash it, and then you don't keep it clean, you don't maybe stitch it up and sew it up or bandage it up, well, then anything can happen. It can get contaminated, and it's probably not going to heal itself properly. Now, same thing with the organs. If the organs are clogged over long periods of time, and then you're not doing anything to help unclog that with herbs and liquids and superfoods to actually cleanse the tissues out, then what happens is the body doesn't have the potential to heal. And so, and the same thing could be said if you're always eating chicken and rice, or you're always eating bananas and pineapple, which, newsflash, is sugar. And I'll speak a little bit on the vegan diet, because I see people still adopting a plant-based diet, yet they're eating soy, which isn't made for human consumption. It's a known inflammatory agent. It will disrupt the balance in the gut and create dysbiosis. We're supposed to have about 15% bad bacteria and 85% good bacteria. We are mostly made up bacteria, fungus, parasites. Even the ATP in our cells is a foreign parasite. Look it up. And so, so we're in symbiotic relationship with these microbes. And so to keep your gut tight, you don't want to keep your body tight. You don't want to compromise the gut. And lo and behold, there's inflammatory agents and non-foods that we've been marketed, food coloring, chemicals, toxic waste, and then things like soy, and then glyphosate sprayed gluten. The guy that wrote Wheat Belly can't replicate his data. He believes that all the problems are coming from glyphosate and glyphosate tainted wheat. And then that hammers the gut. It's been said, you when you're born, you have like shag carpet of villi inside your intestinal lining. And depending on your ability to handle those inflammatory agents, your body, your villi inside your gut can get hammered into Berber carpet. When you have Berber carpet, that's basically celiac. And most people are somewhere in between. And so if we're constantly throwing these inflammatory agents into our body, then what can happen is undigested protein solids get into the bloodstream, and then the immune system starts attacking that. And I see this common with the vegan diet. The gut gets compromised, and they don't tie back up the gut. Some of the best ways to tie back up the gut is to heal and seal the gut with aloe vera, bone broth, water fasting, dry fasting. These are the types of things. I used aged urine enemas to really get some parasites and real esoteric stuff, because it took me almost 30 years to get my gut on point. And I definitely believe that the six-pack abs, it comes from fine-tuning the gut. And that took me years. And the reason I was motivated to do that, because I was in front of the camera for that long. And, when you do body shots and stuff like that, or you're trying to get bigger advertising campaigns, then I was always trying to, refine my own body. So I tested everything. And with me personally on the vegan diet, I got like skinny fat, I got adrenal exhaustion, I still had gut issues, I still had constipation. And so this was a challenge for me. So I kept going. And then, you see that people have the paleo, and then they have the carnivore, and all these things, again, are very strict diet paradigms. And so what I recommend people do is eat whatever you want, as long as it's real food, and then eat when you're hungry, and get your intuition, your gut instincts to teach you exactly what you need in the present moment. I've seen more problems. I want to answer the question. I know I've gone off sideways, but I want to answer the question. I've just seen more problems with the vegan diet and the diet paradigm and the dogma and the anger and the vitriol that's all attached to that. And so, and I'm friends with vegans that don't pump that down, my throat. And then also, I got other friends, they're vegan and they got pot bellies, and they got, adrenal burn and bags underneath their eyes. And you can see where there's issues in their gut. And so I do my best to say something, but again, it ends up being, like this whole ahimsa thing, do no harm. we have to go back to basic biology, and life eats life. And if you're out in nature, sometimes you'll see a bird swoop down. It'll take some other, little birds out of the nest and just bite their heads off. And the mama bird might freak out or something, but that's life. Just look up Nature is Metal. And there's another nature thing on Instagram where, this is life. And so what I teach people is don't be a predator. Don't be a host to foreign organisms, right? Because you got small animals, you got fungus, parasite, single-celled elements that will take you out for lunch. So fungus, parasites, bacteria, germs, viruses. And so make your constitution as strong as you can. And you do that by rotating things heavily so your body doesn't get used to it and you don't open yourself up for dysbiosis. And you better be eating clean and you better be eating organic, or you're going to end up having a gut issue like so many people in the world today do. And let's just call that number about 70%. And so, did that answer the question?
Totally. And a very quick follow-up to that regarding probiotics. I've also heard you say that you prefer eating probiotic fermented foods more so than taking probiotic supplementation. I've heard you say that. You want to elaborate that? Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And, not everybody's probiotic is going to work in people. I went over that the other day. The what is it? The sauerkraut, which is German. For some reason, that doesn't work for me. But for some reason, the red spicy kimchi seems to digest with me. And I'm very aware of that. It doesn't make sense genealogy wise because I'm a Northern European. You would think it would digest, better. But not only probiotic foods, but also prebiotics, chicory, garlic, and again, you're rotating all of these things and you're trying different things. I'm big onto urine therapy. I don't sell that to people because it's such a foreign concept. But that has all sorts of antibodies and microbes and good bacteria. And again, it would be all for naught. But again, urine therapy is what made my stomach flat. So I do have to extol the virtues, of that. And it's not right for everyone, but you want to do the prebiotics and the probiotics, and you want to get those types of foods in the body. Some of the prebiotics can also be in like our daily fiber, but with the daily fiber, you're going to want to test it. I noticed that a full scoop makes me clogged and constipated, and a half scoop or a quarter scoop is just enough to really just make it like an intestinal broom and just start moving materials and mobilizing. What is it called? Gut motility. The Paracelsus function, and it really allows the movement. So my point is test everything, guys. Make sure it's real food, and then test it. If you're a vegan, go out and have a bacon cheeseburger and see what the hell happens if you haven't done that in 2 years. If the fats feel good, your brain cognition starts coming online. Well, then rotate, vacillate. Look, I'm a vegan for 18 hours of the day. Right. And then I'm a carnivore for, like 1 hour of the day, and so, vacillate between it. Don't get stuck in any one ideas. Mimetic virus is a brain virus, memes with values attached to it. Milk is good food. Obviously that campaign was out for pasteurized commercial milk. And so premarital sex is bad for you, or you're going to go to hell for it. These types of mimetic structures, they live inside our consciousness, and we beat ourselves up because we're not living up to the ideal. The only thing we have is the present moment. So get in front of that mirror, be honest with yourself. How do I feel? How are my ideas playing out in my consciousness? And I think religions are quite dogmatic, but I've realized that it's better to just have a direct connection to God, which to me is God's creations, which is the earth, and and then I can talk to the creator, myself, right, from my heart's magnetic field, which is 5,000 times the strength of the mind. And so let's cut the nonsense, guys. Let's just go straight to the straight to the heart of the matter.
Got a question for you, Troy, that I've never heard you talk on to. So this is a little esoteric, a little regular one, and I also want to open it up for Michael in just a second. But I want your quick answer about this. What about flat Earth, man? What's your take on flat Earth, bro? And a couple parts. Was flat Earth did they ever land a person on the moon, and was 9/11 an inside job?
Well, 9/11 clearly wasn't what the Warren report said, or it was the Warren report, the JFK report. Anyways, the official 9/11 report isn't what I saw even on the news, and it all looked like CGI, false flag, weirdo-ness. Why did Building 7 go down? But again, okay, yeah, that looks fake as hell. The moon landing, what I looked at, and the Stanley Kubrick stories and all that stuff, anything's possible. I don't know. I don't know. And here's my thing with aliens and flat Earth. You know what? I got too much in my present moment reality to deal with until a spaceship does a 180 in front of my face, or some, little green alien dude wants to stick his finger up my ass. I'm not going to give it that much attention. It's like, hey, all possibilities. That's part of my religion, right? All possibilities, string theory, quantum mechanics, anything can happen. Multiple universes, but I got one universe that I'm trying to deal with right here, right now. And let me be as present as possible in that. That's my philosophy. At the bare minimum, some of that stuff's entertainment. And I recommend everybody look down it, whether it's the Holocaust deniers or any of it. Go ahead, open up your mind and be open. And we don't have to adopt any philosophy like as if it happened. But when you start peeling back these things, and this, I'll leave you with this. There's two forces on this planet, and you can talk infinitum, positively or negatively, about anything. Infinitum, right? So think about that, and stay balanced, which is what all the ancient sages have said. And again, I'm not talking about World War II and whether you got to, whether I believe anything. I try not to believe anything. How about that? Let me just try and stay in the present moment. And then, I'm going to look at a little bit of history here and there. I'm going to look at some moon landing stuff, and I'm going to fantasize about, what's really going on. But at the end of the day, I got to feed my kids. I got to feed myself. I got to take care of myself. I got to take care of my team. And I got to have some level of cognition. I can't just be a flying fruitcake all the time. I got to ground it down to earth, most of the time. How about that?
That's great, man. Michael, you had a question. Michael Heslip, you still want to jump in here? Unmute yourself, brother.
Yeah, first of all, bro, you're awesome, Troy. Absolutely awesome. The stuff you talk about, the stuff you say, the way you live your life it's extreme on a different level. Okay. My question is, I'm 57, you're 55. I led a really athletic type life, not like, in football and all that stuff, just like being crazy. My joints are dead, bro. I've tried acupuncture. I tried friggin' magnets. I've tried stones. What about nutritionally? What would you recommend to help joints in people?
Well, Joint Flex is coming tomorrow, but
So first and foremost, Joint Flex, take the nutrition in there, and the horsetail and the other elements help to rebuild the connective tissue, the ligaments and the tendons, the fascia, etc. The other thing is get some manual therapy, neuromuscular therapist and/or rolfing. You'd be surprised how much alleviation on your joints that really provides. Another thing is Qigong. Look up medical Qigong. I mean, people that have cancer and all sorts of weirdo stuff, they start practicing medical Qigong, and doctors can't find their issues. Here's the caveat to Qigong. It can't be like a weekend warrior sport. That's got to be a daily. I challenge you to 100 consecutive days of any of the moves that I got out there. The Zen swing is going to be the most comprehensive for every joint and all the fascia. 100 days of Zen swing, or the Tai Chi ruler, that's going to put you in a different realm. And then I just had some guys recently show up at the Man Clan. One guy that was on Breaking Bad, total biker, total hardcore dude, motorcycle accidents, military guy, all of that stuff. And he had some problems in his thoracic that they were going to do surgery. And luckily his main surgeon was Chinese guy, because most of those surgeons will cut you out, no matter what. But he said, look, they couldn't operate on him where his body was, where it's at. So he did bone broth, he did aloe vera, he did all the elements. Bone broth has the collagen and most of the materials that can build the body back up. But that took him to the point, that and Qigong took him to the point where this Chinese doctor, he was in America, but he was Chinese national, and he understood what Qigong was, and he cut this dude free. He said, we can't operate on you. We can't find the problem anymore. But when he showed up to the men's work, and he'd been practicing my Qigong for a couple of years, it helped him out. He still had this pain in his thoracic that wouldn't go away. He did an hour and a half of holotropic breath work with me. And that was one of the things. He said he had never felt so pain-free in his life. And then somebody else came to one of my holotropic events a couple of weeks ago, and they said the same thing. The pain that just wouldn't leave for anything else, she could feel it going through her body. I think she had a broken ankle from some kind of car accident, and she could feel the breath start healing that. So breath is going to be like the penultimate. Qigong, nutrition, bone broth, and other building materials. Make sure that you got all the micronutrition from Purium, the joint flex, the greens, the reds, because this is going to help the body, replicate itself. And then, I say you've already worked out enough in your life. It's time to flip that yin yang coin over and work in and consistently, meditate. Like, we're so busy as human beings. Like, really get down to what you need. You need water, food, shelter, and fire. And fire is represented with technology, which could be your car or this phone that you're on right now. So know what your needs are and cut the fluff, and then focus on those, and then make your workout program and your whole lifestyle around who you are now, not who you were or what you could do or anything. It sounds like you yanked yourself out to dry. And so now it's just time to love yourself with a total whole bunch of yin, and just yin all day, every day. And then I could see you healing yourself. And then, by the time you're 60, writing a book, getting out there and healing the rest of your friends in the world. Right. So
my book's on its way. My book will be out in a couple of months.
Yeah, baby. That's awesome. So keep going and
Thank you.
Keep going in, man. And keep telling yourself, I can rebuild. My body automatically heals itself. Give it the proper nutrition. See a rolfer. See a neuromuscular therapist. Get your stretching game on, your hanging game. Alleviate those joints. Get all the weight off of your body. Get into fasting, dry fasting, water fasting. Anything that's going to continuously clean out the tissues religiously. And then put the inputs and the materials that you're putting in there. Make sure it can replicate your cells. Make sure it's of the earth.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up in my my 23s as soon as they get. I've been without them for almost 2 days now, and due tomorrow, and I just can't wait till they get here.
When it comes
23s are awesome stuff, man.
Yep, and if you're like me and you need that protein and you don't want to tax your organs,
and
you got
Shiva.
track, get the 6-pack. You get 2 bottles for the price of 4.
Already did,
because it'll make a difference.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yeah, Michael, you're awesome, and you telling me I'm awesome. I'm only here to tell you I'm a reflection of you, my brother.
So Troy, we got Ripped at
Thank
60
you.
coming out. What's the next book? You working on another book, or what's your next big project, bro?
Yeah, I got about 15 books coming out, and the first one, I'm open to suggestions. The first one, I don't know. We could do urine therapy. A lot of people want that. Maybe I don't want to do a health book, or maybe I want to do my novel, The Great gringo shaman Doc Stockton in the Amazon. So telling the stories of Scott Peterson. And so look, we got a lot in the pipeline, and I'm writing a parenting book right now, which I think is so important. I think we also need plenty of information on our sacred divine roles as men and women, and the differentiation. And we can I like to teach from first principles, so we'll bring in hermetic law, hermetic code, natural law, the law of polarity, the law of gender, the law of cause and effect, the law of correspondence. You can always teach from that perspective, and then I can use my own personal experience, because we can only teach or lead from example. And I could get it wrong. Look, I remarried my ex-wife on ayahuasca, and the last words in that chapter was love wins. And we came out to Sedona, and the vortex threw us a curveball. Look, it ain't over yet, right? And boy, oh boy, do I love my wife and my family. But things change, and so I got plenty of books. I'm open to anyone's suggestion. I talked to my editor recently too. So yeah, we're channeling that right now. But I had to reel it in. I was doing too much, workshops and retreats, and I wasn't really hitting the target. I want thousands of people in front of me, not 5 or 6. And then I can do that on the video. So right now we're reeling that in. I had too many assistants. I was getting lost in the weeds. People couldn't communicate with me. So I'm taking everything back in, handling all my paperwork, handling all my banking and accounting, being real strong in that. And then going out and doing the creative projects from there.
What's been, thanks, Troy. What's been some of your greatest challenges of late? Like some of the things that you're most frustrated with in your life, and what are you doing?
Well, that would be my own impatience and anger, and yep, my impatience. And
well, Troy, I struggle with anger issues myself, so I feel you, and I've been working really hard at that myself. What's a good way? Where do you start with that? Like, how do you start to heal that? That's an old part of you. So how do you start healing that, especially as you get up in age?
Well, I think awareness is always the first step, and I think age is always good for refinement, and awareness is the first step. I've tried everything, Angelo. I remember when my son was coming and I was losing my cool and I was impatient, just I had so much to do and I had to make money, and then I would get all angry and I would destroy the vibrations in my house. And so I spent $5,000 on neurofeedback. Then I found ayahuasca, and I would go back and forth to the Amazon and drink that medicine, and always working on that. I sat 11 Vipassana courses, in meditation courses in silence, which really helped me. And so look, there's no love lost. There's no time lost. This is the soul's journey. And I think we just keep coming back. Anybody that's trying to sell you a get rich quick scheme, or a get rid of your anger, instantly scheme. I don't think they understand life on earth. I believe that there are 2 forces on this planet. So our curse is our gift. And so, in my astrology, my North Node is all about teaching, but teaching isn't the soapbox. The best part of teaching is really listening and understanding, and having the patience and understanding, to master your own challenges. And of course, there's 2 sides of communication. There's speaking, and then there's listening. And so I get to work on my listening, and awareness is the first step. I was pretty aware this past week, and then there I found myself right on my soapbox. And I was like, what? How did I get here? I was like, I thought I just put that in check. But you know, one thing, I was like grateful because I was like, you know what? I'm aware. And I stopped myself and I was aware. And so for that reason, I thought that was great. So again, trying to reel it. I am reeling it in right now and spending more time at home. I canceled all my workshops and events. And it's almost like it's taken me weeks. I've been reeling my finances in since there was a bunch of leakages and people were stealing from me, and that's taken like 6 months to just like tighten everything up and make sure I know where everything's going. And there was a certain part of me that I was being ignorant and I was being Pollyanna and you know, I'm not motivated by money, so it wasn't important. But I realized to go to the next step, I have to lock that piece up as a man. So it's always about getting in front of that mirror. What do I want? Well, I want big business. I want big impact. Well, it's not just going to happen by osmosis. I mean, it could, but I think the more I've got my business elements tightened up and buttoned up, the more I can, you know, because we don't live in the time of Jesus, and he overturned the money changers, you know, at the church anyways. So obviously there was issues with the money changers back then. But yeah, if you don't got your money game on point right now, you know, you can't get organic food. And, you know, the IRS, they like to come after people too. So, you know, you got to get your game on to whatever degree, and awareness is always the first step. So keep going. You can't do it wrong, really. And I'm failing my way to success. So I think that's really the only way you can. You kind of got to learn. It's like the school of hard knocks. And I heard somebody said Donald Trump, he wrote the Art of the Deal or something. This was back in the 80s when he went bankrupt. And I think you know, the ups and downs of business, that's just part of the ups and downs. You know, you got to break some eggs to make souffle. And I'm learning the hard way, man. There's a lot of leakages, man. Somebody's yearly income I had leaked out this year. And so, but no love lost. I'm not jaded. I'm ready to, you know, do it all over again. I'm ready to, you know, I'm prepared. I've already grew up from the street. You know, I'm a self-made human being. So one thing I realized doing holotropic breathwork last week, at the workshop with my clients, is nobody's going to stop me from breathing. And ultimately, because Michael was asking earlier, I think you could just sit on your meditation pillow and start breathing until you're enlightened. I do believe that is possible.
Yeah, man, for sure. Breath has saved my life, for no doubt about it. So Troy, there's a lot going on in the world right now. There's a lot of big things going on in the world right now. Maybe it's psychological, maybe it's emotional, spiritual, physiological. What's your, I don't know if you have a prediction, but what do you see coming forth in the near future with everything that's going on right now, medical, freedom-wise, all this stuff that you speak so much to? What's your predictions as far as you know?
Well,
based on what you've seen so far throughout history, because I know you study history.
Well, you know, there is no other time like this. And the ancient scriptures and prophecies that I've heard is we have all been waiting for this time. You know, we come to Earth at this time. This is the big show right here, right now. I was talking about the quantum leap for years and years, probably since I woke up, 2007 to 2006, something like that. And people are like, quantum leap, what do you mean? You know, we'll always be on oil. We'll always use money. And so I didn't know exactly how that was going to, you know, roll out. But sure enough, and I could taste it for years, for 2012, after 2012. And I was just like, God, when is it going to come? Because I can feel this whole quantum leap. And sure enough, it didn't come year after year. And then 2020 kicked in. And I was like, oh, man, this is it. And who knew that what could happen in a span, like a couple weeks? boom, everybody was locked down. It was like a global takeover. Actually, my friend Jim, the Green Beret military intelligence guy I'm hanging out with right now, that's what he calls it, is a global takeover. It'd be like if the aliens like took over the whole planet. This is how you take over countries. You lock everyone down, you close up communications, you get the propaganda machines all locked up, and you start promoting whatever you're trying to sell. And so, lo and behold, that's what happened. Now, I have also seen the vision that mankind makes it from the precipice of ecological disaster. We can no longer go burning oil the way we're doing and then making drugs and petrochemical byproducts and just poisoning the snot out of people. This won't last forever. So the systems have to go. And that is my prayer, and my mission and my legacy is to raise human consciousness. I say we're going to go through an octave shift. Some of my esoteric studies say that there's neutrinos from the central sun to raise our frequency and vibration. And that's what I see. That's what I who's that? It's all knowing, Claire audience. No, not Claire audience. Anyways, I just see that as, a frequency and vibration rise. And what does that look and feel like? Well, when I come out of the jungle in the Amazon and you come out of ayahuasca and you've dredged your soul from, your dad yelling at you in 1982 and all that crap you drank when you were out partying in the 90s, and like just dredging your soul, dredging your bile ducts and your liver, and maybe you puked and roared like a lion and
Hey, Troy.
Let me finish. And then cleaned out your bowels, and then you get out of ceremony and you're like, you know what? I don't care about anything. I'm just so grateful to be alive. And you know what? I love you, and I love everyone. I just love and gratitude as a baseline for human vibration. Because right now we're pretty low on that scale right now. And then everybody's attacking each other at that scale, and they're going lower and lower and lower. How do I know that? Because I do that as well. So baseline of that frequency and vibration is what I'm calling for. That's my vision, brother.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Thank you. I wanted to invite our brother Andrew up to the mic if you feel like sharing, Andrew. It's always nice to see you, man. One of my mentors, Andrew Ecker here at the Sacred Seven. What's up, brother?
Dogate, everybody. Andrew Ecker Yinishe, Adonde E, Nishinigi E, Inde Nishe, Irish Dashachin, Inde Dashache, German Dashanale, Kote Go E, Tishli E, Portland, Oregon, Inisha, Shema E, Kathy Lindsay Woye. So what's up, Troy? What's up, Angelo? Good to see you guys. I haven't been on here in a minute, man. I've been so under a rock lately. Just been working, man, in this move. I had to leave my house of 5 years, and yeah, it's been a lot. But I got a question for the man, Troy, right here. And this is maybe a little bit more pragmatic than the current conversation. But Troy has a great wisdom when it comes to creating culture. And these are the things that I think about: values. I think about, creating opportunities to influence people and to really share a message that is going to help us. So I would love for Troy to share with us, maybe something very pragmatic in the sense of social media marketing. How is it that we find our community? How is it that we find the people that are really going to resonate with our voice? I know that you have done an amazing job at that, Troy. Is it just consistency? Is it being out there all the time, like Gary Vee says? Or is there any sort of kind of refined space? Because, just like you, I'm on a mission, right? I'm on a mission to bring sacred communication, bring self-identity, relational spirituality, and emotional intelligence to the world. And, at times I feel like, man, I need to amplify my voice. So I'll just leave it with that and go back to my listening, because I'm really getting a lot from this conversation right now. Troy still there?
Troy, you're muted, brother.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew is one of my teachers, and great question. So yes, what did the masters say? Gary V, consistency, for sure. Consistency. Content is king. Consistency. I was on Dame Dash's Zoom call today, and they were talking about consistency in collaboration and content. So collaboration. So no man is an island. So if you're out there just like, on your soapbox and always, promoting that, and you're not collaborating and cross collaborating, it's just going to seem like there's going to be some wild dude out there. So it adds validity to what I'm doing to collaborate with you, Andrew, and vice versa. So anybody and everyone that will collaborate with you, just get out there and headhunt. And the young 20-year-old something guys, the marketers that are doing that, they're already doing that. They're contacting me. They either want to get paid gigs, or they want to rub shoulders with me, or they want to come to my events, or they want to collaborate. So whoever you can collaborate with, because it's also going to add another dimension to your brand. And you're going to want to keep it, somewhat on brand. Obviously you have elders. Not all the Native American elders want to be put on camera, and that's understandable. But there are some young ones, and find the ones that do. Clifford Mahudi is one of them. Do some content with him. Do content. Yellowbird let me do some content. Shams. A lot of the guys that do this type of work, Andrew, and you probably know, you're probably one of the most outspoken brothers out there. But I would go on there and see who else is willing to collaborate. I know that there's a lot of artists that are Native Americans, a lot of younger kids that are into hip hop and stuff. See if you can collaborate with them and see what kind of, avenues and channels that they have. And then keep going after, the Gary V's and the Grant Cardones. Cause I'll tell you, Andrew, just keep it, sharpening that sword, bro, because once I get on those stage, you're my boy, you're my man. I'm taking you with me. So the more sharp you are, and then I get on those stages, I'm going to invite you out to rub shoulders with those guys. You're going to be different than those cats, and they're going to recognize. And, sometimes people, they got the money, or they got this, or they got that, but they don't have the spirituality, or they don't have the health piece. So just keep cross collaborating and building. Dave Asprey, when I interviewed with Dave Asprey, we were talking business, and those guys are so busy. I sent him a book. He couldn't even find the thing. He saw it, but he couldn't even find it. And so we were talking, and he asked me, hey, what podcasts are you doing? And I kind of lowballed it and tried to speak of the best and biggest ones I did. And I was like, I did Ben Greenfield's, a few years back, and I did this. And he's like, well, you better be doing everybody's podcast, because if people are asking you, it's just another avenue, and you're cross collaborating. When you have nothing, when you're building, or when you have a little bit less, you're building. That's called sweat equity. And I am here to tell you that my 15, 13, 11, 12 years of hardcore sweat equity without the money really showing for it, now it's starting to pay off. It's like I worked so hard. It's like that foundation that you see. They're working in that construction site on that foundation for like a year and a half. And then all of a sudden, boom, the building starts coming up, and then boom, they're finished. And then the storefronts are open. You're like, how did that happen? Because the foundation is the big, heavy work of what they have to build. And so, and you've already got a huge part of the foundation. Now you're getting your marketing game on. You're cross collaborating. You're not far off, my friend. You're supposed to be working on getting your course into ClickFunnels, because then we can affiliate it and fine tune it from there. And if we can affiliate it, I'm also doing work. Oh, I want to get you to speak at Music and Sky July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in Sacramento. Make sure you book those dates out, and then I'll put you on the phone with Mike. We'll get you on that stage. There's some big, heavy players going to be there. We'll film it all. And so you're right on course, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. And you got, one foot in the marketing world and then one foot in your expertise in coaching people. And that's what you want to do. And then you're going to be solid and balanced. And then the rocket's going to be able to take off.
Yeah, baby.
So I'm hitting the matchmaker right now, really hard, which is this online forum for podcasts. And I'm doing, 1 to 3 a day, because I 1 to 3 a week. I know that we talked about the podcast space and it being, very emergent and being something that we all need to get involved in. I really appreciated that piece of influence in my life. So what's your feeling about Clubhouse? Is it overrated right now? Is it worth the time? I haven't been on there. What's it like to Troy Casey? Is that a space that you're visiting?
The big players are already over there, and I'm waiting. I've already been invited, but busy people are busy, so I got to wait for that invite to come back to me. In the meantime, I got my team, focused on what we're doing, but eventually I want to get over to Telegram and get over to Clubhouse. So if you've got somebody's going to bring you on to their morning Clubhouse that's got 7,000 people on it, do that. But when you do that, make sure that your profile is set up so when people go to search you, they can follow or friend you, or however that Clubhouse thing works. I haven't completely migrated over there yet, but I do know a lot of people in the business world are. And if you can be forthwith in your thinking and make a move now before everybody else, like I made the move on TikTok and I started to get some notoriety, but then I saw how much work they wanted me to do to really get my numbers up. And then I don't like TikTok is owned by China, and I don't want it. I don't want that type of application on my phone and my daughter and my kids all, because I don't like the dysfunction of TikTok, their media. And so I opted out of TikTok. Now I was a first responder on YouTube. I was a first responder on Facebook. I was and I really put my foot forward on those. I never got into Twitter. Now that I got 7,000 followers last week, just off a viral video, I got somebody on my team starting to Twitter. And it really comes down to the time and energy. But if you can get on Clubhouse now, and I'll see what I can do if I get invited to one of those spaces to bring you on, because your voice is solid, Andrew. You got a solid voice. Same thing could be said about Angelo. You've really crafted and worked on that, especially the last year, Angelo, and your talent, and you're funny, and Andrew, you strong voice, your stuff. And so that's solid. Keep doing that. That's no problemo. And then go to Clubhouse. Do it right. Don't make sure it's not taking up your energy. Make sure there's a little ROI.
Yeah, thank you so much, Troy. I really appreciate that, man. And it seems like you've done so well with Instagram and YouTube. Like I look at you and I see this kind of, a different kind of vehicle in the way that you convey yourself. It seems like the space that you hold on Instagram, the space that you hold on YouTube are really so strong that I don't see Troy Casey wasting a lot of time to be everywhere. And I feel like that's refreshing as well when it comes to, creating culture, really grounding in, building up that value system that we're all trying to, I guess, fortify in the consciousness of humanity right now. So thank you for that, Troy. And Angelo, man, I love the comedy that you're bringing forward. Recently in the artistic expression that's been coming through and the stuff that you're creating, man, it's just awesome to see the growth. And both you guys, are doing so good. And I just appreciate all that you're doing for humanity, leading so many people into that place of health, culture, and bringing us back to that earth-based knowledge system. You know, this is what is going to keep us alive. This is what is going to not just sustain us, but bring us back to that place of restorative culture. And I value, you know, my brothers here and the legacy that you're creating in what you're doing in the community. So thank you both for letting me talk a little bit on here, and I appreciate you guys. You know, blessings to you.
Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Andrew, thesacred7.com is an amazing, amazing book that he has, and an amazing program that he's leading. And Andrew is just a pleasure to talk with, and to listen to him speak is raises the vibe in the room. And I was just so grateful to get to meet you in person finally recently, man, back in December, and actually hang out with Troy too when I was in Arizona. So thank you guys. Does anybody else want to jump in here? Oh, here's Marty has a question here. What do you suggest for a 50 and over wanting to start getting into health? Where would be a beginner place to begin?
Read my book, do the cleanse, do a 100-day Qigong. Like that's it right there. I mean, that's the 1, 2, 3, because the book has everything. And then, you know, you got to implement that. Qigong, 100 days. You can't miss out with that. Nutrition, you can't miss out with that. Don't mess around with your sleep. We already said that. So get the book if you haven't read it. And anybody that's on air that wants it digitally, I'll send it to you. You guys are all part of the crew. The hardcover you're gonna have to spring for though.
Ripped at 50, man. Good book.
I think it's on Amazon now too, but I'll send a digital copy to anybody.
Kim's got Mark, what's up, brother?
Mark in the house.
Unmute yourself, my friend.
What's going on, man? A little off topic though, but I do have my kids with me and wanted to actually show them some praise because today's the anniversary. My father passed away, and my boys tried CPR over 911, and they felt that it was their fault that they couldn't revive him. But you know, we got cleaned up and did a lot of talking and a lot of soul bonding here. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him. This is my son Maceo.
Hey, Maceo.
Yo.
And then there's Mongo, my little one Matea. Can you see him? How do I say hi? So that's all I want to do. Just share that out, and love all the topics, and love every one of you guys, man. And Andrew and Angelo, they all helped me, especially Troy and everybody here. Just felt like this came from the heart. So I just wanted to share that and hope I didn't put it down on anybody here. But just pure love right now is all I got right now.
Dude, you got so much love, Mark. I love you, man. I thought you were gonna come on. The other day. You said you were gonna come on last night.
Oh, I tried to. Yeah, I was trying to. Then the Instagram shut off. I guess time limit went off.
Yeah. Well, we'll get you on. We'll get you on tonight or tomorrow or something. I'm always on. And so, but look, Angelo, let's wrap this up because I got to go to my next meeting.
All right, let's wrap it up like a Christmas gift. Troy, thank you, man. It's a real honor to have you on these programs. Thank you for giving of yourself so much. Like you said, the sweat equity, man, your sweat equity never ends. I know you'll be doing this even when you're even more famous and more well-known. I can't believe that you're not even bigger than you are already right now, because of what you're teaching is such a valuable gift to so many people out there. I mean, it shows by the people who come to these calls that don't normally show on a Thursday. We have different people every week, but we've had some really great guests. And Troy, you're a real pleasure, brother. I thank you so much, man. If there's anything you want to take us out with, brother, let's hear it, man. It's all you, bro. Thank you.
I'm here to express my gratitude for each and every one of you for joining me in business, David Sandoval in business, getting these messages out, sharing these messages out, feeling good, feeling inspired, having a smile on your heart. Life is challenging. Life has got some difficulties, especially now. And the fact that you guys are showing up right now is a really big deal. And I think in the Bible, it says, the number is 144,000. of awakened souls to take us to the next level. And, you guys joining us, that is a part of the awakening, of the rising. And so I think it's a great time to be alive. You're in the right place. You're doing the right thing. You're connected to a good community. And I just want you to know that I appreciate each and every one of you. And I love all you guys. You guys are awesome. And Angelo, you're freaking king psychochicken, bro.
What? I was going to ask you, what's the definition of a psychochicken? If you had to put it on paper, what is a psychochicken?
We all have the sum total of greatness and the seeds of darkness in us at all times. And its expression can express itself at 100% any which way. So before you start judging another, just remember, you got the seeds of darkness inside of you, and what you don't like in the other person, what you don't like in yourself, what you love and admire in the other person, what you love and admire in yourself. So we're all, got our own little psycho element in there. We're just going along in life, man. Making it up.
Oh, man.
Right? Hey,
That's
Yale
the
and
name of your
Harvard,
next
it's all
book.
made up. It's all made up.
That's the name of your next book.
Psychochickens.
What, Michael?
Make it up.
That's it. All right, we're doing it. Certified Health Nut out. Love you guys.
Thanks,
Love you
Troy.
guys.
Thanks, you guys.
Angelo, fantastic, bro.
It
Fantastic.
was
Thank you,
fantastic.
Michael. Thank you, guys. Much love to
Love
all.
you, Angelo. Much love from Texas.
Hey, from
Oh, yeah.
Jersey,
Thank you.
from Jersey too.
All right, family. Have a beautiful evening. We'll see you next time. God bless.
Bye bye.
Peace.
Peace.